Hi everyone, welcome to a very special dev update. You may notice I'm in a familiar looking room. I've actually recorded some stuff here before because I'm in at Chief Rebel in Sweden. Usually I'm over in New Zealand. So it's been a big trip, but it's because we have a lot of exciting things happening. Today in this video, I want to cover what those exciting things are, some key dates, some of the stuff that we've got going on, and then I have an interview with Axel, our game director, that I recorded yesterday. And I had a bunch of questions, so we'll cover those. All right, let's get started. Everyone's been asking, and rightly so. We've been talking about it for a while, but the next private playtest that we have happening is happening as soon as next week. I told you a lot of things are happening, and it's happening really quickly. But what we're targeting, and I say targeting, we'll talk about that soon, we're targeting next Thursday, the 21st, to start letting people in. The reason I say that with a little bit of hesitation is something that I want to talk about. So we really want to stress that with this test, we need to focus on flexibility. We feel like that's going to give us the best results for the test in the way that we want it. Now with this private playtest, what we think we might need to do is take the servers down, do some meaningful changes if that's what we feel is something that we need to test, bring them back up. That could be a certain amount of time. We don't really know. It really depends on what's going to be best for the test, best for the game. So flexibility is absolutely the theme. Now on the topic of players that were invited to the last private playtest being invited to this one, we do have an answer on that as well. And we've decided that it is going to be best for us to include those players in this next test. I mean, we feel like we'd be missing a huge opportunity to get contextualized feedback on the progression of some certain systems. It would be stupid for us not to invite those players. It's just a no-brainer. Again, what's best for the game is going to be best for Fellowship and the best for all of us in the long run. We are, of course, excited to be inviting new players to this next test as well. How many? Again, I want to go back to that flexibility theme that we have for this next test. We don't 100% know. We have targets, like I've mentioned before on Discord. We think we're going to be targeting about 4 times the amount of users, but we have things coming in thick and fast that we really want to prepare as we get closer to early access. There are eventualities that might occur where we have something that we need to test and we need more players. We don't 100% know. We might need to push out that timeline a bit and scale appropriately. But like we always do, we'll try and keep you updated as much as we can in this really critical time for developing Fellowship. I do need to remind you all that this next test is still under NDA and your experience shouldn't be shared with anyone. If you're confused at all about what that means, please do read the agreement before signing it. I don't want anyone getting in any trouble that they didn't know that they were signing up for. We'd love to have you in that next test and future tests that we'll be running, so make sure to sign up at fellowship.firstlook.gg so we can make sure you are on that wait list. I'll leave a link below to make it easy. You'll want to make sure that you mark your calendar for next week because we have something very important premiering at Future Games Show, which will include news and info that so many of you have been waiting for. Take a screenshot of these times and set reminders so you don't miss the hype. Because of all the huge things that are happening in games right now, we're also going to be at Gamescom next week. Now I need to be clear, that doesn't mean that we're going to have a booth on the show floor in the consumer area, unfortunately. So if you're roaming the halls, you probably won't find us there. We actually have some press activities organized that we'll be doing to help spread the word about Fellowship, so expect a bunch of articles that'll be coming down the pipeline as we head closer to early access. Though if you do see me roaming the halls at Gamescom, please come and say hello. I'd love to chat to you about our game and just say hi. That'd be awesome. You may have already seen that we have a really exciting partnership that we've been working on with Echo Esports, and that's already started. During their Race to World first stream, we have some really cool activities that we're running with them, so make sure you go over to twitch.tv/echo_esports because there's some really cool things to look out for there. Actually, their event is happening in Cologne, so since I'm going to be there, look how we might make everything come together. We'll see, but since I'm going to be there, I might pop along and see what's happening during their broadcast. Maybe, just maybe there's an opportunity for me to jump on there and maybe announce some things. We'll have to see. Everything's happening really quickly. We don't 100% know exactly what's going to be happening with that, but we do know that there's some really cool things to look out for. So definitely look at their stream. Their YouTube's going to have some things. And if you're not already, go and look at all their socials because there will be some things coming that you do not want to miss. It looks like right now we might be targeting something very special happening on their stream on Saturday, August 16th at 9 p.m. Central European time. There's going to be something really cool that we're showing off there. So make sure you don't miss that. Honestly, it's almost easy for me to forget all the things that we have going on, but we recently announced our stealthy assassin Mara, who people will be able to play very, very soon in that upcoming private playtest, no less. I also recently posted a video of Mara's core skills that you can check out on our YouTube. If you look at our shorts, I've posted actually some cosmetic options for Mara on TikTok as well, and all the other heroes. Actually, Rhyme I decided to skip because we decided to redo her whole cosmetic set and we have a cool thing coming for that, but I'll save that for later. I also have a video that I should have posted by now, which is a dev commentary of a Stormwatch run that I did during a playtest earlier this week in the studio with some of the team, where I got to play Mara pretty much for the first time. Sat down and played her for probably just over an hour, and I really want you to hear how it felt for me to learn Mara very basically. There's something I really, really want to talk about with that, but you'll have to check out that video. Again, lots of useful links below and things to click on here on this video, so make sure you go through all of them and check everything out. The Mara reveal trailer that you recently saw is actually kicking off a Hero Spotlight series that we're running as well. So we're going to be dropping one of those about every week for each of our heroes. They're going to be really, really top level videos that people who know nothing about us can look at and get a flavor of what each hero does, who they are, and what their kind of fantasy is. So if you have friends that haven't heard about Fellowship, I'm hoping personally that these are really good things that you can share with them, hopefully get them interested in our game, and then bring them into our community. It would be awesome to help spread the word and I think bring people in. So if you have friends to send them to, please do that. All right, on to the next section. Like I mentioned, I've traveled across the world just for you so I could do stuff like this, but I actually seriously thought it was too good of an opportunity to pass up to point a camera at Axel myself and ask him some of the questions that I have, and I'm pretty sure maybe you have too. I mean, some of those questions are clearly leading because I have insider information that we want to get out to you, so I had to prompt Axel in a way. But hopefully you enjoy that interview, and I'll see you in a second to wrap up this video.
Probably the biggest is Mara, our new rogue archetype hero. That's probably going to be the most noticeable. Also, I think, and I'm thinking now like chronologically, I'm thinking someone starting up the game, they played Steam Next Fest, what do they see? Something the character select, they're going to see there's a new hero in there. They're probably also going to see our new UI and start screens, like as we are moving towards a releasable version of this game. We're kind of working through touching up a lot of the visuals generally in the game, and UI is something you'll notice. And then once you get into the Stronghold, there's so much new stuff. There's a lot that's been going on. We have weapons in the game now. And weapons will eventually, when you get a bit further in, they'll start providing new abilities that you can mix and match with your heroes and talents and gems and all of that. So yet another way to express your playstyle with your chosen hero. And we have legendary items that are going to give you hero-unique bonuses and change-ups to your game. The cosmetic mirror is now working. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, so we've been iterating on that. And we have right now kind of chosen to go the route of having the game play in two main ways. One which is it's right to the action, more simple way. You just queue up, you'll be matched with other people, and you'll be entering a random adventure. Our adventures are the kind of smaller 10 to 15 minute dungeons. And this game mode will not have all the complexities of progression and gem systems and weapons and weapon ability, all of these things. You will still unlock abilities and talents, but this is very much kind of serving as two things. One, it's a good introduction to the game, we feel, and kind of allowing you to start unlocking kind of the core kit to your hero. And preparing you for moving into ranked, which is our other main way to play. And when you're playing ranked, that's when you have all of the progression systems available. That's where you'll need to work a bit more to gain gear and power to be able to take on higher difficulties. While in what we're calling quick play right now, you're not progressing. This is more of a just jump in and have some fun, co-op, do some cool adventures. And when you're playing that, you can also unlock a bunch of fun cosmetic rewards and other stuff as well. So this is kind of the main divide that we're doing. Yeah, so we're still iterating through this. Currently, when you're playing quick play, you won't get items. You will get quartermaster tokens, is what we're calling this right now. So quick play is basically you're doing missions for one of the chief guards and the stronghold. And when you're doing these missions, you're going to get quartermaster tokens that you can use at a number of vendors that we have. So these vendors are going to be allowing you to save up a bunch of these to get cool, unique mounts, stuff like that. Also, you're going to be able to buy some starter gear. And if you save up enough of them, you'll actually be able to buy more powerful gear. This gear is then what you'll be using when you enter into ranked mode. So it also serves as a bit of an alt. If you want to start playing on alt, you've got your main. Maybe you're sitting on a bunch of quartermaster tokens. That means you could go on your alt, because these quartermaster tokens are account-wide and important. So you can jump in on your alt, buy a pretty good starting kit, so you could kind of skip ahead from the very start and get right into ranked with that. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd start with saying the Steam Next Fest, the last big playtest we had, you were all able to get a feel for the core gameplay, get a grasp of each of the heroes that were in that playtest, kind of what their thing is, what's really the deal here, what are you doing, and get some taste of what the talents could be. Since then, we've worked a lot on kind of finalizing each of the heroes, including the old ones as well, that you have tried. So expect to see a lot of updates. There's been, I mean, first of all, the talents are, there's a lot more of the talents now. I think we had 3 rows in Steam Next Fest. We have a bunch more now.
Is it like 8 rows or something?
Yeah, I don't remember, but it's a bunch more. Also, we have worked through kind of, our goal is to remove as many talents as possible that have very kind of basic effects. Things like, oh, your bursting ice does 20% more damage. There's more interesting ways to get power. So we're changing stuff like that out to be more like, well, you know, your bursting ice has a chance each tick to lower the cooldown on another ability, or things like that are much more interesting to play around. Actually changes your rotation. So we've been doing that across the board. Also just looking at the base kind of rotation. I think coming back, if you were a player coming back from Steam Next Fest, you're gonna be familiar with the abilities of the characters you played then. You'll definitely be familiar with like kind of how they work, but there's gonna be a few new twists and turns. A few of the heroes have had changes to the resource systems and how they kind of work fundamentally like that. And there's a few new abilities as well, where we felt like we needed to do something extra, like Helena's new Grand Melee ability has been very exciting, which is an ability where rather than giving her a stun, as she's a tank, so she likes to, you know, tanks like crowd control, but rather than giving her a stun, we gave her an ability where it has a pretty long cooldown, and when you use it, she forces all enemies to use auto attacks in melee, which means it kind of functions as an area silence. It also functions as a way to get enemies in and bunched up around Helena, and it also helps to prevent physical damage abilities, which is a bit special. So for example, the executioners who apply that big nasty damage debuff, they won't be able to do that ability, even though it's a physical ability, while she has Grand Melee active. So that's an example. So definitely a lot of new things to check out. We are continuously And I mean, this is a part of the game that we're going to continue improving over live service as well. And at the same time, we want to make sure when we get to September here that we've kind of spruced everything up a bit. So we have been working through all of the heroes, kind of ability by ability, checking out the VFX, the sounds, the timing of animations, and just overall improving the game feel of playing those heroes. And I'm very happy with what I'm seeing there. Every time the team has taken a pass on one of these heroes to kind of spruce them up, and I go playtest them, I'm like, oh, this is nice. So. How does that feel? It's funny. Like I feel, first of all, I'm just so grateful to be in the position that I'm in right now and working with the team that I'm working with right now. We have an awesome team, and we're having so much fun making this game. Not just making it, but playtesting it as well. We playtest regularly, a lot internally here. And we've got a great community over at Discord. I'm there very often, brainstorming, bouncing ideas, getting feedback on things. It's just a lot of fun. And currently, like for me personally, I'm just looking forward to early access has happened, and just being there, working with the players to just make Fellowship better and better and better. A bunch. I would guess like 30 probably, at least. 30 to 40, somewhere there. There's a whole bunch. And we're getting ideas. I mean, obviously we're getting ideas internally. We have a kind of collected big hero idea board where anyone on the team can kind of add their ideas. Sometimes it's just themes, sometimes it's some kind of a gameplay mechanic idea, and we kind of mesh these together and stuff. But also the Discord community, like so much cool ideas. There's a bunch of the pitches we've gotten from people in the Discord community on future heroes that are on the board now as well. So we have a bunch. I'm very excited to get it.
Thank you so much for joining for this really special dev update. I hope you're as excited as I am about the amount of time between now and certain dates. I don't want to be specific because we haven't announced when things are happening just yet. I think I'm safe with that. But seriously, I'm really, really excited. I had hoped actually to be able to record a full studio tour, but what I might do here in the video is just have some shots to give you a bit of an idea of what it's like to work here in the studio with the incredible team here. Honestly, I feel so lucky and privileged to work on a team that genuinely loves making this game as much as they do. You might be a fan of Fellowship already, I mean, I hope you are, but I guarantee the devs I work with are bigger fans of our community and the incredible positivity that you've been throwing our way. I mean it, they are literally obsessed. If you saw how much they're looking at everything that's going on Discord and everything that our whole community is doing in all corners of the internet, you would believe me. The fan art and comments that we have up around the walls, the little memes that are popping up on everyone's desks, it's super incredible to see. They love you, and we are really lucky to have all of you in our community, so thank you. Okay, I better wrap this whole thing up, but actually I will be starting my journey down towards Gamescom tomorrow, and I really want to remind you, if you do see me roaming the halls, please do come up and say hello. Actually, I've been like obsessed with making dice recently, and I have too many dice. So if you're like a tabletop role-playing gamer and you want dice, I have gotten in the habit of traveling around with dice that I've been making and giving them to people. So come up and say hi and tell me you like dice and we'll hook it up. All right, exciting times. If I don't see you in person, I will see you on Discord. Bye for now.